Well, guys, I had forgotten. I did a class on Saturday, and I forgot to clean the guns. And here it is a week later, which means it's not going to be fun. Now, well, it's not going to be that bad. But I do have a few words to say on a few of these guns. I actually used this one Saturday as well. A couple of the students seen it, and most of the time I just use the 22 semis. This red tip is just to let me know that that gun is non-operable. But at that point, there's another case that I bring with me. But a couple of them were asking about this, and I was telling them this is more of a target pistol, but yeah, they wanted to try it. So yeah, I let them try it. However, we did have a small feed problem with it on a couple of rounds. Now that could have been the ammo, but then again, like I say, when it comes to 22s, you never know. This particular gun, though, as a rule, isn't bad. So I have to blame it on the ammo that I was using. And I'll tell you what, I don't care for guns that are ammo sensitive. I do have a few. Unfortunately, I won't carry them. And I try not to buy them. If it's going to be ammo sensitive, I don't want any part of it, because you never know what ammo is going to be available to you. So, you know, I don't want to have to end up buying a box of 500 to have 400 jams or misfires or stovepiping or whatever. This particular gun, which is the Mosquito, this was nothing but headaches. Out of 10 rounds, you'd have to probably rack and reassess 6 times. You may get 4 good rounds out of 10. This was nothing but a pain in the ass. This was the worst gun I had ever purchased. You know, and I was surprised for it being a 6 hour. And some people like them. Well, you know what? If you're going to buy one type of ammo and you're going to have enough of it and you never have to rely on getting something else, I guess that's okay. But that particular gun was the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen, really. You know, I mean, even if this is the Mosquito. I mean, it's just, I can't say anything good about it, I'm sorry. But anyway, I got to clean 3 of these, and then I got a few more that I've got to clean. So I'm going to close this up right now. Put that back there. Take this one out. Now this is the Charter Arms Target Pathfinder 22 long rifle. I bought this right from Charter Arms. Charter Arms offers instructors, as a lot of manufacturers do, a pretty good discount. It was a good discount. Let's put it that way. However, the first time I took it to the range, I believe I did a video on it and I posted it. I had nothing but problems with it. After the first 6 rounds, it got so that I couldn't eject it at all. If I wanted to get them out of there, this would not happen. I would actually have to take something of hardness, like a screwdriver or something that I keep in the tool, in the case, and I'd have to tap it to get them out. And after 12 to 18 rounds, I couldn't even get them in. Up, and I had told them the problem I was having. Now, I find it hard to believe that I'm the only one that had that problem. You know, and I'm not going to talk bad about them. However, I don't care for them. Okay. The day that I bought the gun, I went to the range with it, and I had problems with it. So I called Ashley, which is the owner's daughter. So she's part owner. She said, not a problem. I can bring it up there. And while they're checking it out and going through it, they will give me a tour of the factory. And I showed you some of that video. You know, I was actually kind of involved in what they were doing, so the videos weren't really all that great or that much of it, because again, I was more so paying attention to what they were doing and not excuse me guys, and not paying attention to the video. But I had told the guy that had taken this from me, which is the one that was in charge of the back room, I guess. And I had told him the first 6 rounds were fine. However, it was a little stiff getting them out. By the time I got to the second 6 rounds, I had to actually bang on the injector to get them out. I couldn't just do this. I had to get something and bang on it. By the time I had gotten to the third set of 6, I couldn't even fit them into the cylinder. Now, if it was the ammo, I can see it having a problem maybe with getting out. But if it's new ammo and it can't get in, that tells me that the chambers were off. And it wasn't just one, it was a number of them. And I did find that one of them had a little chip in it, and he looked at it and he said, oh yeah, that can stop it. I said, well listen, it wasn't just that one, it's all of them. But apparently, you know how some people, they don't seem to listen to the whole thing, the whole conversation. They pick out pieces. For instance, for the longest time, I could not drink orange juice. I was allergic to it. If I drank orange juice, I would be sick, like a cold, a severe cold, for a few days because of that orange juice. And I don't know why. There was just something there. I can drink grapefruit juice, I can drink anything else, but I can't drink orange juice. So when I first met my wife, I had told her, because she had bought orange juice, I had told her, I said, babe, I says, I like orange juice, but I can't drink it. Well, what did she hear? I like orange juice. She didn't hear I can't drink it. Right? Well, this guy heard, you know, that I had a problem, and there was one of the cylinders, or the chambers here, had a problem. So what's he do? He automatically think, okay, he forgets everything else, he doesn't hear me anymore because of that one chamber. So now he goes to take care of that chamber, and don't you believe it? Here goes the phone. He goes to take care of that, and I tell him, I said, listen, I says, you have to put more than 12 rounds through this thing. Don't just put 1 or 2 rounds through it and say, oh, it's fixed, or 6 rounds. You have to put more through it. Put 12, 18, put some rounds through it. Not a problem. So after the tour was all done, he meets up with me in the warehouse area, and he says, all set. So I said, well, how many rounds did you put through it? He goes, 6. And then he looks at me, because he remembers something. He vaguely must have heard me say more. He says, no, 12. No, I think it was 18. I put 18 through there, and I didn't have a problem. Okay, well, I can kind of tell right off the bat that he's full of shit, because he put 6 in there, if that. So, they did replace the cylinder, because I did put a little mark on it, so I was able to tell. But anyway, they replaced the cylinder. When I went and did the class this week with it, was the first time I actually used this one since it's been repaired. And I'll tell you what, after the 6, started acting up again. Now, it didn't act up to where I had to actually take something and bang on it to get them out. But I couldn't just do this. I had to forcibly push it down, and you'd actually go snap to get them out of there. You bang. And then when you go to put them in, they were a little bit of a drag, but they were going in. So, does it work? Yes. Is it working the way it's supposed to? In my opinion, no. I shouldn't have to force these rounds out. I should be able to just hit this ejector and have them fall. I shouldn't have to push on this so hard that it finally releases, it snaps. Alright? And that shouldn't happen. Alright? That should fall right back into play. And I should be able to put rounds in it without problems. So, did they fix the problem? In my opinion, no. It's better than it was. I can use the gun right now, but it's nowhere near what I thought it was going to be. You take any other gun. Now, granted, this is a better gun in my opinion. This is a Taurus. But you know what? You put a round in it, it goes in it. You take it out, it comes out. Now, granted, this is a 22. But still, it should function properly, and it's not. Now, it's not hanging up like it used to, because the timing was off on this, and I told him the timing was off on it. And when he looked at it, he says, no, the timing looks good on it. And he's looking at it, and he's doing what I'm doing. All right. Well, when they put the new cylinder in, I haven't had that problem. So that other cylinder did have a problem with it, even in the timing. So there was more than one problem. Now, for me, is it a big issue? It's not a big issue, but it's still an issue. It's right now. It's not acting up to where it's not worth. It's not worth for me to bring it back up there again, and and hang around up there. Unless I was going up to the gun shop up there to buy a gun, because they're only maybe 4 blocks away from the gun shop. So that may do. I am going to call them on Monday and let them know the problem that I had, and that it's not corrected. Even after they claimed they fixed it. So at that point, I am not satisfied with Charter Arm. Now, is it just this run of guns? I don't know. Some people like them, some people don't. I gave it a chance. Personally, I would probably never buy a Charter Arms. I'm not saying that they're all this way. I'm not saying that not everybody should buy a Charter Arm. But again, I will never buy another Charter Arms. And I was going to buy a 38 because this one's a little big for some hands. The 38 has the same grip on it, so it would be great for teaching. Because when I give classes, I use more than just 22s. I want the student to realize the difference between a pop pop and a bang bang. All right, something between a no kick and a jump. Something that's going to bite back. So I bring them through a number of different calibers. The 22, the 38. I'll run them through 22 Magnum, a 9mm, or a 380. I am not going to put them into something I don't feel they're capable of firing, but sometimes I'll even put a 357 in there so they can see the difference. But again, that all depends on the student. And I make sure that they know that there is a difference, so don't be buying things if you're not sure about it. But anyway, back to the Charter Arms. I don't care for it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put a cleaning brush on here, a brass brush, and it really isn't going to make that much difference, I don't think. But I'm going to put it on my drill. And when I clean this, I'm actually going to use the drill with the brush on it and put some oil in there and see if, in fact, is it just that the chambers were dirty? But I don't know. I just don't know.